Joe Biden está entrando ya para explicar qué está pasando en un mercado que está completamente fuera de sí, sin cadena, desplomado. Escuchamos a Biden.
Pay their workers and pay their bills. And their hard-working employees can breathe easier as well. Last week, when we learned of the problems of the banks and the impact they could have on jobs of small businesses and banking system overall, I instructed my team to act quickly to protect these interests. They've done that. They've done that. On Friday, the government regulator in charge, the FDIC, took control of Silicon Valley Bank's assets. And over the weekend, it took control of Signature Bank's assets. Treasury Secretary Yellen and a team of banking regulators have taken action. Immediate action.
Está hablando Joe Biden sobre cómo está ya la FEDIC, esa responsable de los depósitos, y también la Reserva Federal controlando ya esos dos bancos, Signature Bank y también, sobre todo, Silicon Valley Bank. Seguimos escuchando a Biden.
That includes small businesses across the country that bank there and need to make payroll, pay their bills, and stay open for business. No losses will be, and this is an important point, no losses will be borne by the taxpayers. Let me repeat that. No losses will be borne by the taxpayers.
Dice Biden, no habrá pérdidas que tengan que asumir los contribuyentes. No va a haber pérdidas que tengan que asumir los contribuyentes. Ha tenido que repetirlo un par de veces Joe Biden. Ha dicho se van a pagar las nóminas, se va a pagar las facturas, porque ese instrumento para poder cubrir los depósitos ya está activo. Quiere dar un mensaje de tranquilidad. Su imagen intenta no ser Hoover, decía Donald Trump esta mañana. 1929, el crack del 29, está intentándolo evitar Biden, a ver si lo consigue. Seguimos escuchándole.
They knowingly took a risk, and when the risk didn't pay off, investors lose their money. That's how capitalism works. And fourth, there are important questions of how these banks got into the circumstance in the first place. We must get the full accounting of what happened and why those responsible can be held accountable. In my administration, no one is above the law. And finally, we must reduce the risk of this happening again. During the Obama-Biden administration, we put in place tough requirements on banks like Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, including the Dodd-Frank law to make sure that the crisis we saw in 2008 would not happen again. Unfortunately, the last administration rolled back some of these requirements. I'm going to ask Congress and the banking regulators to strengthen the rules for banks to make it less likely this kind of bank failure would happen again. And to protect American
jobs. Le ha dicho a los inversores, ahí estáis, así es la vida. Si perdéis el dinero son las claves de una inversión, a veces se gana, a veces se pierde, por lo que el foco de Joe Biden está puesto en los depositantes, en que no pierdan el dinero y sobre todo puedan seguir con la actividad. No hay una cadena de despidos, pero sobre todo se paguen salarios, se paguen facturas. Sigue hablando Biden de cómo va a reaccionar Estados Unidos ante lo que ya es el lunes negro provocado por Silicon Valley Bank.
More jobs in 2 years than any president has ever created in a single 4-year term. Unemployment is below 4% for 14 straight months. Take-home pay for workers is going up, especially for lower and middle-income workers. And we've seen record numbers of people apply to start new businesses, more than 10 million of them. More than 10 million applications over the last 2 years starting businesses. Now we need to keep this progress going. That's what swift action that my administration over the past few years is all about. Protecting depositors.
Está diciendo Biden que no se ha creado, como en su administración, tantos puestos de trabajo en estos 2 últimos años, pero ahora mismo poco le importa al inversor los puestos creados, sino si estamos o no en una crisis financiera como la de 2008. Y fíjense, se ha ido sin ni tan siquiera contestar en una especie de statement gratuito.